We're the American Association of University Women, and in Lakeview, our branch started back in 1939, I believe was the first year. So it's been going very actively since then, and we've been honored to do this for the seniors each year, and we also have several other events that we do, and we meet once a month. We also have a scholarship program we sponsor, and there's currently some applicants for our scholarship that we award. We do a silent auction in December to earn money towards the scholarship. We also try to promote education, we promote legislation, especially dealing with girls and women, although we have had some male members of our association also in the past. And AAUW is, it provides information on the college campuses, so some of you that are headed to college, we encourage you to join, and we promote anything that has to do with supporting women in education and then later on in their careers. We also each year at the brunch, we always try to invite a guest back that's been a former Lakeview graduate, and this year we're very honored to have Lacy VanDenBerg-Howard as your speaker today. Lacy was born in Lakeview. Jay VanDenBerg, her father's a local attorney, and most of you know her mother, Lacy VanDenBerg, who's also the math teacher in the high school and middle schools. Lacy grew up here, attended elementary schools and Lakeview High School, graduating in 2010. She then went on to attend Gonzaga College in Washington, and just recently graduated with her BS in mathematics, and she has a minor in analytical finance. She is married to Kurt Liedtke, also a Lakeview graduate and a local resident. They just recently moved back, in fact, this weekend, got here, and they're also expecting kids, so we're very excited to have Lacy come in and come to you today.
I just put together a few things that I learned from being in college, or that I wanted to know going into college. Hopefully it will be helpful for you guys. Also very true for anybody who's not going to school but wanting to work on something else after high school. Like Deb said, I graduated 5 years ago from Lakeview, and so glad to be back now. A lot of what I have to say is based on my own experience, but I think it's true for a lot of people who are graduating, so hopefully it'll be helpful for everyone. First of all, I'd like to talk about right after high school graduation. It's kind of a strange feeling, starting something completely different, not really knowing what to expect in the future, but it's also really exciting because there are a lot of opportunities ahead of you. A lot of chances to meet new people, try new things, and really welcome different activities. I just wanted to tell you it might be a difficult transition depending on your personality and your relationship with your hometown or your family. I know I was really sad to leave, but it does pass, it gets better. And I don't want to tell you that to scare you, but to encourage you to persevere and persevere. It does get a lot better and it's worth it. In college, your beliefs and values will become more your own. It doesn't mean that they necessarily have to change, it just means that your decisions and actions will make those beliefs more your own instead of maybe what you grew up with just as a default. That's something that I found very rewarding actually, because it helps you grow as a person and figure out exactly who you are. So to help with the transition, I would encourage all of you to get involved in some way, no matter where you end up. Get involved at your school and your new community. You can do this through joining clubs or joining a church, finding a volunteer opportunity that's continuous and helps you get involved in meeting new people. This will help you feel less like a transplant community, so you more as someone who really belongs where you are. It's also just a good thing to give back to the community or the school that you're attending. A few tips for getting started at college. Remember, college is a clean slate. You have a chance to be who you want to be. You can make new friends, keep your old friends, find different areas that you're really interested in. I know I was a math major. I enjoyed math in school, but I didn't realize exactly how much until I got into college. But there are so many opportunities to try new things, and so I would encourage you, if you have an interest in something, to give it a try. See if that's something that you would be interested in making it into something you do with your life. Also, one of my friend's parents gave me a filing system as a graduation present, and I would encourage all of you to either make one of your own or figure out some sort of filing system before you go to college, because you will be inundated with papers and receipts and memos and things you would want to keep, but you can keep track of. So something to hold on to all of those things. Also, a budget is important. Make sure you know how much money you have and what you want to put that towards. You don't want to get yourself in financial trouble because you went out for coffee too much or something like that. And also, just, and I think a good attitude to keep in mind with going to college and with a job is that this is what you're doing now. Either you have a job or college is your job. And so really dedicate yourself to that. You're going to get out of it what you put into it, especially with college. Nobody's going to be there helping you along and making you do things. So it will be really important for you to dedicate yourself to that. And that could be something as simple as getting up and going to class, or asking extra questions, going into office hours, going the extra mile, or even putting on regular clothes to go to class instead of pajamas. As far as academics go in college, you really need to find what works for you. Try different systems for taking notes, for studying for tests. It's a completely different academic environment than high school. I know the first semester for a lot of people is the most difficult, just because you are trying to get used to the new way of dealing with school. But don't be discouraged after the first semester if your grades weren't as good as you wanted to be. My first semester grades were the lowest I ever had in college, just because you're trying to figure out something new, and maybe you don't need to read the whole textbook to study for the test, or maybe you do. But you will get that figured out, and you'll find what works for you, and it will become more of a streamlined process. I would also encourage you, even though you will have to find what works best for you in class, I would encourage you to participate in class. First of all, it keeps you engaged and keeps you from falling asleep, but it also helps you to know where the professor is going with this information. And that will help you on the exams, but also more importantly, later in life. As far as exams go, it's good to keep in mind to study to learn and not just for the test. I know a lot of people who did a lot of cramming or memorization and did okay on the exams, but then they got to the next level of class or into their career and didn't know as much as they would have liked. So it's really important, even in the classes that maybe aren't exactly specifically heading towards what you're interested in, to really pay attention and learn it. Even if they're something completely different, if you're going for a liberal arts education, one of the side classes, I know I have to take a lot of philosophy classes, but you can really get a lot of value out of those classes if you take the time to put the effort in, and it will come back and pay off later in life. I would also encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to take a few hobby classes just for fun. I took a scuba class, which was, it's fun for you. It helps to put some variation in your week, but also it's a good way to meet new people who have similar interests. And like I said before, trying new things and sort of getting plugged into your community or college. A few ongoing concerns for college and for life is that you're going to be accountable to yourself from now on. Your parents aren't going to be right there probably. Your professors, even though they might know you and might really Lakeview as a prison, it's not the same as high school. It's probably gonna be bigger. I don't know of any college that's a small college, yes. And so you will really be accountable for yourself, which is good. It will help you transition into being an adult and being on your own. And this isn't just for classes, it includes your physical health, your diet and exercise, your mental health. You know, the cafeteria might have cookies every night after dinner, and maybe you shouldn't have cookies every night after dinner. But you'll have to be making those kinds of decisions for yourself. I would also encourage everyone to always have a career plan, whether you're in college or already working. Have somewhere you're going towards, have a goal, have something you're reaching for, even if it changes. I know I didn't end up shooting for the same career that I entered college thinking I was going to do, but just having something that you're working towards, having a use for your degree or for your current job is really motivational for helping you to put the time and effort in, and also good to keep you focused so you don't end up with something that, well, while it's all useful, it you get more value out of it if you have a specific goal in mind. Also, for those of you going to college, make a 4-year plan for all of your classes. Go through they have these big books of degree worksheets for the classes you need to complete your degree in 4 years or however long you're doing it. And write it all out, write out the credits, write out every class, and check it with your academic advisor, because there's just those little classes that sneak in there, and then you find out you needed to take that class 2 years ago and then you can't graduate on time. And having a 4-year plan will really help prevent that. And I know I remade my 4-year plan every semester based on, even if my major hadn't changed, I just redid it, made sure I had all the classes that I needed and that I could register for those classes. Also, keep looking for scholarships. I know probably a lot of people who are going to college are really seriously looking for scholarships right now, and those are the best way to fund a college education. It's money you don't have to pay back. But I would encourage you to keep looking for scholarships, because the criteria, different scholarships have different criteria. There are scholarships for sophomores or juniors, or maybe you change your major, so now you're eligible for different scholarships. Check with your financial aid office or with your academic advisor, or you can look online. But I would encourage you to keep looking for those even while you're in college. As far as what to do with college, I was talking about having a career plan. I would encourage you to keep an open mind in that sense. There are the jobs that are really important, and we all know about them. The doctors, nurses, teachers, and those are great career goals. There are also some careers that a lot of people don't know about. I know I was going to be an actuary, and a lot of people had never heard of that. I had never heard of that for a while. And then there's also jobs that don't really have a title. I've known some people who made careers out of these jobs that they just applied for because they were relevant to something they were interested in or to their degree, and they built these careers out of them, and they don't maybe have the title that everyone is familiar with, but they're really rewarding jobs that make a difference for that company or the community that they're in. So have a really broad perspective. If you don't quite know what you want to be, there are lots of options out there that you might not even know about. And one way to find those is to look for jobs even if you already have a job or are not looking for a job because you're in school full-time. You can browse job websites, and they have all these jobs I know I have never even heard of, and some of them are entry level, some of them are much higher, but they will be something for you to work towards. And that's true if you're not in college as well, if you have a different job, to keep looking for jobs, because it will help you with that goal orientation. So I think my biggest message is to just give yourself time to adjust. It is a big change, but it's worth it, and it gets easier as time goes on. College is a great time. There's lots of growth, lots of fun, lots of challenges, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to talk to you about my experience or experience of people I know. Thank you.